Alright, see if this time it actually shows up here. Yes, this time it looks like it has for August 12th, Wednesday, August 12th, 2026. Yes, that's the last day again, like last week. However, this time it's a lot more okay since technically I got to cover almost everything actually with the event going on right now already on the last stream, since like there was a lot of the ones of Safe Owls and Hills DLC where you had to like use words of like 2, sometimes in rare cases I think even like 3 weeks at a time. Yeah, because of that I got to actually cover a lot like the current event, even though I haven't done this stream of course until Wednesday, last day of the event here basically. So if I want to if yes I want to, I could pretty much not cover most of the stuff that I already talked about last time technically. But there will be new stuff like the podium vehicle, the prize ride changing for the second week that I didn't talk about last time. That was not available for the Rockstar Newswire. Technically, with how late I did last stream, I could have covered those on the GT Series videos community post, but only like to go for the Rockstar Newswire where I can. And I kind of figured I'd just do a little stream for the second week or something, and whatnot. But yeah, did I even do the traditional intro yet? Maybe not even. But hello. Is this Sinister Game being aired with a new stream? And the stream, I'm making over the event week for this week from very early Thursday, whatever like per usual anymore, and Grand Theft Online. But yeah, going to title of the stream, I called it Escape the City or something for like week 4 editions. Another new kind of mission added for the like community mission like series kind of thing. And I wasn't actually 100% sure when I did last stream if I was even gonna play like the mission for some reason, but yeah, I decided kind of not to. And the reason is because they're 2-player missions, so like I would need to have another player to do it with. I'm more of a lone wolf solo player, so I don't really care to play it. Since missions are a solo game mode, if it is going to be like a 2-player one, I just don't feel like I'm going to care to play it, quite frankly, at least on stream. See, I'm probably not going to play the new mission, but I will title the stream as that, since for all I know, yeah, it could have been like a mission as a last update if I was in the hills, like before it got featured in the community mission like series in the back end, like behind the scenes or something. But you never know, and like missions can be kind of significant, like they're actually kind of fun to play in a sense, so I kind of figured I would just title it that way anyways. Even if, say, it's something was looking like the last DLC, like well before it got like featured as part of community mission series. But I believe there's a 3 times money RP or something on it, like there was last week with the last one that was like out and available. But again, unfortunately, from what I hear, it is another 2-player mission, just like last week's, unfortunately. So if you're not really so if you're not really a team player, it's probably not the best thing to really play or anything. Not even close, probably. But on the other hand, though, going to like the main menu itself now, like mentioned the last event, since I got to do like a 7-hour stream without any sort of problems last stream, so I got to cover a lot of stuff. Catching up on like customizing vehicles, so I had like money to finally do so. So I basically customized every single vehicle in the DLC currently, so like last time that I didn't, for like, besides for the 2 I did before, or something. Because of all the time I had, I got to cover week 1 and even week 2, technically speaking. So as a reminder, there is the Panther statue for the week 2 year of the 2 2-week kind of like summer heist themed like events basically. So the week 2 there's the Panther statue for Caprico Heist, which I believe is a $2 million-ish primary target, at least on hard mode. On normal mode, I think it might be like 1.9 million, which I think is basically the weekly completion bonus for the Caprico Heist nowadays. Now of Kortz Center Heist, there's like the weekly completion bonus kind of stuff. I think technically speaking, the Panther statue counts as kind of a pseudo weekly completion bonus, not entirely, but yeah. Because the other heists, I think it's like in the form of like an actual true like modifier behind the scenes. But in Caprico Heist, it's literally just a Panther statue, which has never had its value decreased on like the other primary targets. Literally, this will be like the only time for the most part, probably anytime soon, unless they feature it again anytime like soonish year. That this heist will honestly be all that worth doing. Arguably. This heist got nerfed so hard this shit in the latest update, apparently. Like, even further. Even back from a couple years ago, they even nerfed it again, even after that. Literally in this latest DLC. I think between anything that got nerfed, Caprico got hit literally the hardest, unfortunately. So yeah, definitely do a Caprico Heist for Panther statue. 100% I am going to recommend doing that. And it's for your first run. If you already have a run set up from before, you will have to complete that run. It will be the first new run of the event. So that's your time to claim it, basically. So it's not going to just add it to an existing heist. You have to obviously do like one you might already have beforehand. And then the first run you set up during the event will be the one that has it. You can also apparently get the Panther Tour jacket for completing the finale, apparently. To me, that doesn't exactly scream a new clothing item and one they might have done in the past. But maybe it's new, I'm not 100%. But yeah, select visit Kasako or Kilmadraza get started, obviously, because yeah, property or like the person that gets you involved with like the heist. The new primary targets, it looks like, for Kortz Center Heist includes the Brother and In Excess of Success. And also, as a reminder, I believe the Fine Art Collector program has officially ended now, so you are no longer allowed to get the outcome of Endeavor, the $1.6 million primary, as far as I understand. So now you're pretty much limited to like 1.3, like $1.2 million primary sites for like the very first one. It's like a $1.9 million primary target for like the first scripted run of the heist. Like literally your first heist ever as like a host or something. And that's if it's even your first heist of the event, because then it gets like neutered to like 400k or something for like primary targets or some bullshit like that. And I'm not really going to bother explaining what the primaries look like. I don't really care about the paintings too much personally. Like literally, I'm only going to keep paintings, I feel, for the most part, for like tier 4. I don't really care to mention like any sort of reference kind of stuff or any of that shit. Yeah, select the launch the Kortz Center Heist. At the bottom left, of course, as expected. And there is the end of summer GTA money giveaway. Claim the GTA money $1 million for free on the summer GTA money giveaway. Join any GTA Online session apparently through August 12th. aka today, basically, as I'm streaming on Wednesday, unfortunately. To claim a $1 million bonus, just GTA money $1 million. Bonus GTA money will be delivered within 72 hours of logging in. Not in game time of 72 hours, obviously it's going to be in real life time, so like 3 real life days, basically. Which ironically, not with the current like latest nerfs for Caprico Heist, where I think like a bunch of things reset like by like a week's time now. Ironically, 72 hours I think was the time where like you would actually have better chance to gain like better primaries and stuff like that back before this update came out for like a couple years or something. Whenever they previously nerfed it before the latest TLC. So basically treat it like a Cowbreak Heist before the DLC dropped, kinda, but not like in its peak or anything. You have to wait that 72 hours, like real lifetime, like I'm saying. And naturally on the bottom left, it's just gonna say start to join free mode, as you would expect. And then basics of GTA Online. What's new? Yeah, this is actually the last event for this. I believe the plus event actually changes next week. Because there's a plus event, it could also be like a event, like a week additions to feature a new vehicle next week. That could be pretty likely, but not guaranteed. Or they can always, of course, put like an older vehicle for the plus vehicle, which would mean they wouldn't have to release a new vehicle like next week or anything. But you would think with GTA 6 via VI, like basically getting kind of to its prime of like marketing at this point, probably with the stupid extended look Netflix exclusive 6-hour bull. If you want details on that, by the way, refer to my last stream for like Red Dead Redemption 2, like my thoughts on all that kind of stuff, because I don't know if I care to mention that. Since I'm streaming this on Wednesday, and I have to make sure to get this out and everything. But I kind of go ham on that shit for like my Red Dead Online stream, which is why that one ended up being more like 2 hours instead of like an hour. Or something. But yeah, fuck the 6-hour Netflix exclusivity, just another thing to be understandably annoyed as fuck about. With this shitty release of Grand Theft Auto 6 PFVI at this point. It's like they're just doing every little thing to piss people off of the product somehow. And then, of course, since it's Rockstar, it'll just get a pass for it anyways, basically. For most people. From most people. But yeah, the Villeneuve GT, that is a HSW eligible supercar. Not the only HSW eligible supercar for the update. Actually, there's still the Horus HSW that has to release later in the drip feed. But it's a pretty good vehicle, yeah, for the monthly one. But yeah, it's like the last day to basically do that at this point. And you very much should have got that before if you cared to do that, basically, for the $7.99, like up the ass or whatever, basically. Whatever, basically. This has literally been a thing since Old School Hits, I believe, and I assume it's just being promoted higher, like, in the pool of stuff, basically, with the mission creator stuff they've been featuring lately. But I'm pretty sure there's been a thing since Old School Hits on this thing, like, literally since, like, the last update, even. I guess literally doesn't even say anything new, apparently, compared to what's on the main menu, so, like, why the fuck are they... So, like, why the fuck are they wasting, like, a thing on this if, like, it's literally already on the main menu anyways? I was saying stuff for the previous week. I assume I covered this one last week. And then it's just stuff from launch of the DLC. Back in July, basically. Last month, of course, was Kortz. Again, last Then take advantage of that, looks like. Go in story mode and invite only, of course, like the quickest way to basically get into a new hobby, or a G-Town on a lobby, I mean, basically. It's basically. Fun fact, by the way, I think today on Wednesday, like August 12th, I hear Mindside gets online, like, multiplayer, like, racing or something, which is interesting. As, like, probably one of the rare humans out there that's not 100% at least of a Mindside hater. Maybe I might hate it in the slightest, but, like, I mostly enjoy Mindside, I'll be honest. I'm a bit hype about that, actually. Feel like their online or like their multiplayer aspect would have been much better received if they launched with racing and launched with grenade football of all things. Which, by the way, I never find people in those lobbies anymore, and even as crossplay, unfortunately. But, yeah. So I don't think people play that anymore. And they even like reduced it from like 6 to 4 players, I think. Too. And you used to actually be kicked from a server, I believe, like, if... Okay, hold on. Congratulations, you've been awarded GT money. Or, I'm just kind of adding that there, but you have 1 million in-game items. I don't think I've been on, though, right? Maybe if I was, like, leaving my system on like, Thursday, even without, like, the event changing, like, on my end, maybe it counts as still logging in, basically, for it.
The Los Santos lights are bright tonight, Daddy.
See, I think I was on Thursday, technically, I think it was in a lobby with, like, the previous event. Just, like, idle or something for, like, a while I slept or something. So I didn't really care to turn off the game at the time, apparently. Like, before I slept. But anyways, the Manzai stuff I was talking about. I was saying, like, grenade football, they, like, went from, like, 6 players, I went down to, like, 4 players. And you used to actually be kicked from, like, a server, I think, like, if there wasn't, like, enough people in time, bro, it'll reduce some load on, like, their server or something. Like, eventually, I think they took that out, so you don't even, like, get kicked anymore, I think. If, like, nobody joins. Like, literally, I wait, like, 5, 10, like, maybe 15, 20 minutes at, like, most, and, like, yeah. As unfortunately expected with the... I feel like hella overdone hate of the game. I don't even think it's as bad as people say it is, like, honestly. Like, yeah, nobody joins, apparently. Hope multiplayer racing actually gets to be alive, though. But grenade football, I don't really care that much for it. Funnest part about that was, like, the triple jump kind of thing, I guess. I guess. And fast moving when you don't have, like, a grenade, like, in, like, the launcher or something.
What's up, Daddy?
Yeah, for those that don't know, for some reason, Mindsight's Wesley Bensie's, like, newest game that came out, like, last year, 2025. Person that actually used to work at Rockstar North. Yeah, fast traveling to casino.
Okay, Daddy.
Pains available to steal in the Kortz and ice, meh, whatever. Probably try to do my one or so last week before the event changes, of course, get that full pal, and then set one up during this event and get the full pal, like, for, like, the next event. At this point, with, like, how late it is in the event at this point, honestly. New items available at close jobs, suggesting, like, 2 new clothing items. Guess for me or something. I don't know, it's kind of changed, that kind of notification over the years. Yeah, I still actually have my Ignis Pursuit out in the story, being like the latest vehicle release. Makes sense. And I literally just customized it last stream since I had a bunch of catch up to do, and I actually didn't have the most money last stream or something. or not last stream, excuse me, 2 GTA Online in particular streams ago, I mean. But yeah, time trial looks like it's a Mount like Gordo time trial, yeah, like for sure, 100%. Gonna have to check GT series videos can post on that one though, since they actually don't put the time trial information I think in the news wire. That's one of the things that will definitely be a bit new I'll be covering here. It says it supports Incudo time trial, but where it says the regular time trial and the GT series videos can be posted is like ports in Kudo, I believe. It said like to August 12th, so I haven't clicked on the right one, and plus I already covered what last week's one was, which I don't think was that either. But no, this one's definitely the Mount Gordo, like, regular time trial, whatever. This one, you may even want to use, like, a little, like, dirt bike or something like that, because, like, a dirt bike will have a pretty good time getting up this one. Or, basically, like usual, you might want to use some of your best motorcycle options. And yeah, like usual, if you're not going to do like some of the best motorcycles in the game, probably use like some of the best like supercars or sports cars. I recommend those 3 classes: motorcycle, super sports, since those are basically the class A of HSW, which basically means they're basically the best selling vehicle like, classes of the game to race with, basically, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah. When you do the time trial, you might not necessarily want to stick to the path. You might not even be able to really beat it just taking the path. You may have to like take some off-road shortcutting, obviously, like on the actual mountain itself, which you'll see more what that's like when you're actually there, I'm sure, of course. But yeah, basically look into the best vehicles for those 3 classes, like I said, basically. And for motorcycles, possibly even consider like some dirt bike ones you might not even normally necessarily like want to use otherwise, or something in addition to that, basically. And possibly even off-road vehicles can work good on this particular one, being like Mount Gordo of all ones, of course, of course. Our CB and Theater time trial for the event is Cemetery, apparently with a 1 minute 20-second part time or 80-second part time otherwise. This is for day Wednesday, and these do change by the day. That's why I'm agreeing over this one, but not the regular time trial. Because that one technically is about a week, even though I think in a brief moment during Sanders Mercenaries DLC, like when it first came out, until some point in the drip feed, or not brief moment, but like good period of time in that kind of time frame. It did actually change each day for a brief period of time, I think, for the regular time trial also. But I think regular time trial was put away before I go into more Bandito details. Regular time trial was, I think, paid. I yes, think the regular time trial was paid 50k, and you probably can do it like one day each day of the week for like 350k or something. I want to say with like the latest changes they pretty much made to those, like Sanders Mercenaries, whatever whatever. Like, kind of weird changing of it, all that kind of stuff, whatever I put in kind of nowadays for money making. But yeah, the cemetery or me due to a town trial, like I said, with that part-time all. But yeah, the advice, you want to do the turns corners, I say naturally more so rather than look up some video guide to learn that stuff. Which you can do with holding triangle while on Xbox, however key on PC to use the respawn mechanic if you need to, obviously to keep them triangles, turns corners, and try to get them more natural, you know, like better all that kind of stuff basically. Besides for that, obviously if you're not going to do that, pretty much watch a video guide basically. And SNEAM does imply, by the way, I didn't say it, but you can only, use the RCB and data SNEAM, it does imply. So you cannot use like the Invaders with Team that came out like a year or so later, obviously you cannot do that like the name would suggest. You can only use one single vehicle, so it's basically just use the respawn mechanic. Learn those turns corners better. Yeah, was this one like Ron Alternates, whatever for the name of the HSW time trial, I believe, but I'm still in the GT series videos can be posted. Easy to get to that, yeah. Ron Alternates technically is the name, I believe, of it officially, but yeah, that's the one that goes down to like Legion Island. In particular, that's like over here, basically. So yeah, for shortcutting, and by the way, this is the weekly time trial and also it's platform exclusively on the newer platforms. So if you're on the legacy platforms, you're not going to have this time trial available for you. But yeah, shortcutting. Instead of going this like a long way over here, like the main roads, you can shave off a lot of time at the beginning. Albeit, I don't really find the shortcut to work the most reliably, but like, just keep at it, it'll work eventually, I'm sure. And then if you get it right, then proceed with the attempt, otherwise just keep respawning, just keep going for that shortcut. It saves a lot of time, I'm sure. Or like a good amount of time, for sure. For sure, I would definitely imagine. So you want to go for the train track. Obviously make sure there's not a train coming along. There also might be some like debris or something you might have to be careful about, some like bushes or something. But yeah, just zip past that, try to land on this like road or something, try not to like hit something over here or something. If you do that, you're pretty good to go. Only if that really happens would I advise actually before going for like a run into time trial. HSW time trial ideally. Like honestly for the most part after that, you're pretty much good to go. I don't know if the train track works well if you wanted to try to purely take the train tracks. Maybe with the HSW actual drag, but I don't really think there's like much of another vehicle that would work all that well with really though, if you were to purely try to take the train tracks, like some shortcut kind of thing over there, basically. But yeah, so I explained train track strat doesn't really work on this one. I found unfortunately, unlike something like the regular sawmill, like time trial, whatever. I think it's like the meta way to do it or whatever. Probably don't advise doing that. Really, the only other thing, like besides for the beginning shortcut, though, just make sure you go the right way here. With all the roads there are on this like huge like highway like intersection kind of thing, whatever. GPS route can get kind of wonky here, so just make sure you take this one road over here. So pretty much try to stay to the right, but don't actually turn right. Stay on this like one road, and it's basically going to keep you where you need to go. But yeah, GPS route gets kind of wonky, kind of funky, so like make sure you like don't get confused there, basically. And yeah, you might be able to kind of do like a shortcut here. There's kind of a lot of like dirt you might be able to like skip through. Kind of there. That could somehow work a little bit in your favor. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Though for the most part, I find that shortcut pretty niche. I mostly just try to stick to the road for the most part. And then, yeah. Basically from there, you're basically going to just do the GPS route, as you would probably expect at that point. From that point. I'll go over a list of vehicles later with the Alice car meeting, like the right on D-pad, whatever. And yeah, this pays $250,000, but you can only do it like one single time a week. The vehicle I'm currently using, by the way, is the HSW Fireball ASP. Only because one time I used it before, hard time was like broken back in like Agent Sabotage, because it was like an early access vehicle. Or something, I'm guessing, for like why the hard time was broken for the Fireball ASP and why I'm doing it basically again for Kortz and Heist DLC, since initially doing it kind of with zeroed out part times back in like Agent Sabotage, whatever.
We didn't get it all handed to us on a silver spoon.
And yeah, the junk energy time trial for the day of Wednesday to start around is Alta. Yeah, the Alta 1 year. Actually is 1 minute 20-second part time, 80 seconds once again. By the way, I think there's actually 15 or speed data and junk energy, so actually that's why those are seeming very familiar to me, because actually I think every single one of my like week edition ones so far has actually been on Wednesday, just simply because I had to cover the heist on the first one. And because of that, I kind of waited on the second one. And yeah, because the whole like Netflix kind of exclusive 6-hour trailer thing put me off, I also kind of waited to Wednesday on this one. And yeah, since I have most stuff covered anyways, I kind of figured it was fine waiting to Wednesday actually anyways on this particular stream. So it's like the one that pretty much could easily be a Wednesday stream without being like kind of like put together like last moment or something, basically. But anyways, 1 minute 20-second part time, 80 seconds. Basically. Yeah, as long as you don't fall off the bicycle, you're going to need to go maximize on your curse boost. It's going to use the 2023 bicycles that have the curse boosts on them, aka the obviously naturally the chunk energy inductor as the name suggests. But you can also use the regular inductor as well for the non-livery version, if you bring your own. But they're basically the same exact vehicle, just one has a livery, one doesn't, so it doesn't really matter which one of the two you use. It's basically the same vehicle anyways. But yes, you are not allowed to use 2013 bicycles, unfortunately, on that. So again, as long as you don't fall off the bicycle, go where you need to go, maximizing curse boost. There should be no problem cleaning it. Otherwise, I would look up a video guide, basically like ours if you can do a time trial, since lack of vehicle options, there's not necessarily too much in the advice side of things to give out for that reason. I find the later sets of time trials, by the way, HSW and Drink Energy be like the easiest, by the way. By the way. Compared to like regular like our speed data time trials. I don't know about the newer Santos Mercenary or speed data ones, but I assume those are still kind of difficult just because our speed data ones can be kind of difficult. I've only put like one of those like newer like our speed data time trials. Like the Scrapyard one or something. I cannot competently say on that regard, but whatever though. Whatever though. Finally, it looks like premium race for this event here is for the supercar class. So on the newer platforms that have the HSW vehicles, you're pretty much going to have like 6 options, I believe, so far. Soon to be 7 with the HSW Horus eventually releasing. But yeah, trying to go in release order, not to try to pick too much favorites, and kind of explain them in the most non-biased way possible or something. Basically all whatever. But yeah, the weaponized Ignis HSW, I want to say, would pretty much be one of the first ones to mention. While you cannot use that one in like time trial stuff at all, I believe, at all, since it has like the weapon on it. Because it blacklisted it at some point, like with Chrono Enterprise DLCs at launch or something, shortly after the Nitrogen version came out or something, somewhere. Or a few months or so after. But you can, however, use weaponized Ignis in racing, though. Like, no problem, like, at all. Just maybe with the weapon disabled, of course. But yeah, that one is... was pretty good for like a while, I think, for a lap time, but yeah. Was it like 2nd place, I think, still for a lap time, actually, behind like the FMJ Mark V. I want to say Weaponized Ignis might be like the 4th place top speed, or no, actually 5th place top speed, I think. So like 2nd worst one for top speed, I believe, but like 2nd like best for a lap time, I believe. And then the Cyclone 2 HSW, I believe, is like the next one, which is like the 2nd one available at launch of the 9th gen version alongside Weaponized Ignis for the Cyclone 2 HSW. That one I think is like 3rd place for lap time, and then it is actually the worst one of like the 6 in the game, soon to be 7, and I'm sure that will probably even be like still the worst, probably most likely, even when the worst HSW comes out, since it is an electric car. Which, yeah, for those that don't know, electric cars kind of suffer in terms of top speed in this game, at least, because of acceleration, basically. But yeah, electric vehicles have acceleration and kind of balance it. They have like worse top speed. I mean, it's kind of lesser so on that one since it is HSW after all. And yeah, I think acceleration is like 0-60. Like how quick a vehicle goes from like 0-60, like instant speed, basically in like a certain amount of time. That's what electric vehicles kind of do very well. Which I don't know if that really helps aside for just getting out of like a crash or something in a race, but ideally you should be trying not to crash at all anyways in a race. But yeah, I think acceleration is more of a helpful thing for free mode rather than racing, basically. It is basically for getting out like gunfights and stuff, or like the instant acceleration kind of stuff. And yeah, technically it was kind of at launch, but it was technically a little bit in the trippy, like a month or so after launch or something, I forget. Maybe with the start of GTA Plus it might have been. and that was the Devastate 8 HSW. Which, yeah, that one, I think it's one of the worst ones for lap time. I think it might be like the 5th place in lap time, actually. And then I think it's like 4th place top speed, I believe, on the FMJ. No, not FMJ, but the Devastate HSW. I mean, yeah, Devastate HSW, I believe, is 5th place lap time, 4th place top speed. And again, I'm just strictly talking HSW options for those not as aware. Alright, and then there's a free that came out like in proper DLCs, basically, with the Drug Wars DLC releasing the NTMT HSW, which is actually the worst one for lap time at 6th place of the 6 HSWs, and probably will be, I would imagine, as well with the Horus HSW coming out, where it will be like a 7th one, basically, for lap time fine, and of course, not entirely known until it actually releases. And then, yeah, top speed, it is like, it used to be number 1 for like a while, I think, till like the last couple of updates, but I think like the last 2 new ones have actually beat out in like top speed. So I think it's like 3rd place top speed then. Which, yeah, that one's still bad in lap time. Lap time is like much more important actually than top speed, apparently, for racing. That you probably just don't want to use NTMT HSW at all, quite frankly. And then the 5th one out right now, basically, is the Vapid FNJ Mark 5. It came out the last DLC, 6,000 Hills. That one is number 1 lap time, I'm pretty sure, yeah, still. And it was number 1 top speed, I think, until the new one came out, so it's technically number 2, I believe, for top speed. So pretty much the Vapid FNJ Mark 5 is technically the best one to use, I believe, for most cases for the premium racer, if it's supercar class. With the insane lap time it has, and like 2nd best top speed is still pretty good. But yeah, finally the newest one that came out, the one that was on the Plus being shown earlier, the GT or whatever. But yeah. So yeah, the previous update one is basically the best one for lap time. And then What Isaac and Second 2 are pretty fun for that too. So I think it's 4th place lap time, I think, right? On the Balloon GT, I'm pretty sure, yeah. That sounds familiar to me when I watch probably 152's video. And then it's also number 1 top speed. It's not necessarily very good for most racing for like a lap time. You will pretty much want to use the like Vapid FMJ Mark 5 for most like premium race car class races. But yeah, it is the best one, however, for top speed for the newest one that came out in this DLC that's actually currently released. Again, Horus HSW is going to release at some point, but not right now, basically. Not right now, basically. And yes. What is lap time? What is top speed? Lap time is turns corners in the city, for the most part. But lap time turns corners is basically being in like most races, hence why like in the spreadsheet from hence why I end up spreadsheet from probably 152 Racing YouTube GT Online. You'll see that lap time is a lot more prioritized over top speed. So lap time is basically the number one metric for racing. Most times it would just pretty much want to worry about lap time. And yeah, niche cases like highways, airport runways, airstrips, including like Agent Sabotage, like Winter 2024's like Tongva like Hills, Tongva Hills airstrip. Albeit I doubt Rockstar Creed races would take place there since the Rockstar Creed races are like older races pretty much. I don't even think they have any races from 2024 onwards at all, basically, in the game. So I don't think that one will really matter for premium race. But otherwise, for airstrips, you have the launch game ones, of course, like Redstone Desert and Grapeseed. Those are pretty niche though for like top speed. There's not too many dedicated top speed sections in like the city at least, basically. Now I know it's just still like hot ring like kind of race type there on the thumbnail. However, that was probably just a little promotional thing that went on for probably the last time they really bothered too much with premium races, besides we're just simply having them in the game. Yeah, nowadays I believe it just does like city courses for the most part for premium races. I don't really like think like you have race stuff like on stunt tracks really for premium race though. Premium race though. But yes, for premium race though. Yeah, I think they're pretty much always on city courses nowadays, pretty much though. So I don't think you really have to worry about like stunt tracks usually, or like at all even. But yeah, now how do you know what the race course is going to be if I'm not going for actual race course, by the way, you can do Square X on Xbox, whatever key on PC is. You can basically see in the very middle of the black rectangle UI, basically in the bottom right, but in like that center part, obviously, as I was saying. Doing that button takes you into, like, from the pause menu here at least. Otherwise, you can go to Michael's like four-car garage area from like story mode and do like right on D-pad if you're an actual Corona, like the pink Corona there. Or you can also do like on call from the phone. And yeah, on the lobby screen you can do the same button kind of thing and it will show you the map of the race. You can analyze per lap time top speed. Otherwise, if you're like on call, you might also have to do that when you like choose vehicle instead. So you probably won't even see the lobby screen if you're doing it like on call. Supposedly. But otherwise, if you forget to do on the lobby screen, you can also do like showing the map of the race, like when you literally choose a vehicle, which is probably the better way to do it anyways. You can analyze roll at the top speed, and maybe if you see a vehicle, you can even remember what the performance is like, kind of like on it. On it though. That basically does premium race there. Yeah, still have one single one of these still to do, I believe, for my tier 4 like racing, or no. Yeah, actually racing tier 4, I believe. I don't think I've finished it, I just have most of it done. So that's for like that one platinum medal, basically. I already have like one left for. But yeah, I was towards 4 for day 1, so this will only be on newer platforms, and platforms have HSW. And not the legacy platforms. That's cool. Oh, I thought it's crow, but no. Cow, rabbit, and chicken hawk. Cows, I think you find like farmland areas like grapeseed for the most part. Rabbits, you find like all the creeks, it's like wilderness areas like Vinewood Hills, like Chilliwack Mountain State Wilderness, Mount Chilliwack, Chilliwack Mountain State Wilderness, Mount Chilliwack, like Mount Gordo, for example, for the regular time trial like area. I'm sure you can find them at as well, basically. And then chicken hawk of all the different bird variations and like being like all in like midair and stuff. Like I don't really know where to describe that one at. Basically. But I think you get like 10,000 per one you do, and then like 20k or something bonus if like having them all for like 50k total usually or something without like one opportunity. Not the craziest thing worth doing, honestly.
I'm gonna get a job in the video game.
Firing Hellfire or something?
A new luxury car is available
or
to
like
win.
the regular
Stop
one or
by
something.
and have a try at the
100%.
Lucky Wheel.
Probably shouldn't be guessing, it'll probably be ashamed of guessing, getting it like completely wrong would do.
A reminder to our VIP members. Take advantage of our luxury valet.
Oh, okay,
limousine
never
and
mind. I was like way
helicopter
wrong on that.
services.
Yeah, I knew I shouldn't even guessed on that. I don't actually even know I got this one wrong. Like, it's kind of obvious what it is. I have some livery on there. Just that, actually, that might be like a regular livery from like back in stunts, actually.
Welcome.
Oh, I got 2,000 for like good scores. So no, I'm gonna do that first, I guess. Against you guys. Oh, cool. With the 1 million, I'm at like 4 million, so 3 million. That's nice. That's nice. But yeah, $4,091,053 basically. Cool. Alright, now I can take the visitor chip bonus or visitor bonus. Excuse me. We have 1,735,989 chips. That's like my one wheel spin pretty much for the week, especially with this being this early in the event. At this point, clothing. Didn't I get clothing last time? Red combat shirt, which I probably already had anyways, and unless it's like an arena outfit or I'm trying to think if there's any other type of like thing. I think for the regular clothing store, I think it's just arena outfits I don't have from like 2019 and before. It's pretty much have all that clothing actually from that time period, I think, because they're doing some kind of freaking heist, like Madden thing like back in the day. But if it's not an arena wear outfit, I'll be like the only thing in the regular clothing store, so I don't have, or anything possibly in the casino store, because I don't necessarily know if I have all that. I probably don't, since there's so much with casino ships anyways. Like, then like it's not new for me basically. And yeah, I think you can only get ones from like Casino Resort DLC and before, like when it was like first added, I believe. From my understanding, essentially. That definitely is not a new clothing item for me. Unless it's like arena, but I don't think it is. That's definitely not like an arena outfit. I have the regular arena clothing, just not the outfit ones. So those are pretty expensive, basically for clothing. And being trade price going lower. I think it was the only update even had on trade prices for clothing either. Because it was that expensive. For some clothing that update. But yeah, by the way, it's actually the Drift Tampa for the vehicle. I was like way off on the hiring like Hellfire, so I don't know like why I said that. I should have just waited on that. I'm pretty sure it's 2-door, right? Probably, I'm guessing, cunning stunts on this website, I'm pretty sure. Yes, indeed, apparently here it's Classic Drift Tampa. For the podium vehicle for the week. One though, like, a little bit of new stuff to actually talk about that wasn't on the news wire. For the week 2, that would actually change for the week 2. So I gotta go on Buffalo 152's vehicle spreadsheet, racing news spreadsheet timeline. Basically, for their spreadsheets, it would be pretty accurate. By the way, it might not look the part, but the Drift Tampa, I believe, is actually in the sports class, not the muscle class, which basically means it's not going to perform good. I will say. I will say. So like 113 to 14, or like 100 to like 17 to like 118 like sports cars. How does like Drift Tampa do basically? Apparently it's actually in the K tier, which is just really not good, at least for a lap time. 94th place for a lap time. A little better action, top speed of 91st place. Even if you took out HSW, it wouldn't really matter. It's below average on both lap time top speed. It's not good performance-wise, like no matter how you slice it. Again, it's literally a muscle car in the sports class. Like, it's not going to be that good in the sports class. It's just not, unfortunately. But yeah, drift tuning. The free option doing that is at the LS Car Meet. That doesn't require like the $7.99 subscription of the ads for like real life money you have to spend basically, by the way. Otherwise, the Vonwood Club Garage or Mansion Vehicle Workshops. But you have to have the Plus subscription for those later two options for whatever reason. Like, I know this one is like the huge Plus, like 100 car garage, that one makes sense, but the Mansion I couldn't do without Plus. It's kind of weird in a way. But yeah. Otherwise, there is exclusive liveries available to drift tuning at the LS Customs, basically. Or really, I think any mod shop you can modify it out basically for drift tuning or something at least. Alright, so I guess it is actually this one, so it is not going to start with the drift tuning for like 200k or anything. You're just, you know, more traditional drift tuning when you get it. Looks like. That's kind of what I figured, basically. It just wasn't 100%. But yeah. It's not that good for normal, like, racing content for, like, sport car race. It's just not going to be good there. So you might as well use it for drift tuning, like a personal drift tuning vehicle. Which is not even performance upgrades for, like, personal drift tunes. It doesn't really matter if you own one or not for drift tuning. You could literally just use a stock one for drift tuning. It's literally the same thing anyways, just asides for the cosmetics. Like livery, all that kind of stuff. Like extra body modifications won't happen like a stock one, obviously, for example. That doesn't really matter, I'm pretty sure. But really, that pony vehicle is pretty ass, not gonna lie, for the most part, I would say. Just purely talking performance, just...
Got a corrupt cop on the street. Immediate assistance required.
Yes, I'm just talking performance, by the way.
Copy that.
Wait, no, don't...
LSPD buzzer.
Oh, I don't want
Officer,
to. Fuck.
please bring that baby home in one piece.
I mean to press down my stupid fuck ass body for
Let me
something. It kind
elucidate.
of goofed me up
Our
there.
target is a long-standing officer of
How
the
do I end this fucking
LSPD.
thing?
And like every
Bro.
long-standing officer, he's
Can I
got
end
a
this,
hustle
please?
of his
Come on.
sideways persuasion.
Oh, come on.
He's impounding cars and selling them for profit, bribing his colleagues to turn a blind eye. With the buzzer, you can identify said vehicles and catch him in the act.
Bro, can I cancel? I'd like to cancel this fucking thing. The fuck? Are you not allowed to cancel the mission when you do that by accident? Like, what the fuck? Fucking Vincent, bro. Fuck his body for something. It's supposed to be your fault. It never really usually happens. Goddamn. Fucking Vincent's fucking spewing his throat. Shit from his throat out his fucking mouth. Through the mouthpiece or whatever the fuck. As I first scanned the car, not in the first like 5-10 seconds. It's like Carney's still on your wrist. Maybe this will go there. So. Yeah, nah. Fuck this game. Fuck this game, man. I don't even remember saying I wanted to do that shit. Just trying to do like starting off the headlights, turning on the headlights, or like looking back or something, and this activates anyways. Because shitty Vincent, of course. What the hell? I guess I'll change my preferences briefly here. Suffocation and violently then. God, it's so annoying. When I didn't even mean to do that in the first place, for fuck's sakes. Like, honestly. So, yeah, sorry for the inconvenience there, I just didn't realize what I was doing or something. I wanted to do something with, like, kind of like doing headlights on the vehicle or something, and I accidentally, like, accepted that, because, like, shitty Vincent fucking triggered some bullshit to happen or something, so... Well, I didn't act stupid ass to even do that. Instead of them doing that more, like, automatically, like, you should actually have to go out the way to press the button for it, I feel, but whatever. Without saying a single thing before you do it. Whatever. Vitality GTB definitely swears the discounts I talked about last week. The Reaper as well, and then actually Comet Spars. All these are definitely on discount. Since I already went over them last week, I might try to go through it quicker this time around, for sure though. Because, yes, though, with GTA 6, we have code and fuck ass box situation, fucking, like, it's not worth spending as much time on some of this stuff anyways. The first one here is a supercar from Import-Export DLC. Benny's vehicles, it turns into a custom, it has like a ton of customization if you like the vehicle customization, basically. But yeah, Tao GTB is apparently an F-tier supercar. Yes, the regular Tao GTB is apparently F-tier supercar, 41st place lap time, as well as 32nd place top speed. Not really the most impressive, like, not like top 10s or anything. I don't want to gripe too much into that. That's out like 60, like 8-ish, like 70-ish supercars or something like that now with the latest update, I think. But for like a couple of few new ones, even kind of like it's just W variations, basically. Pretty sure. And yeah, the custom one, since technically the custom one's also on a discount, since I believe there's Benny's conversions as a whole on a discount for 40% off for the event. And I think that was for both week 1 and week 2 for the conversion upgrades in particular, but I think the regular GTV is on discount just for week 2, of course. But apparently GTB custom actually goes down from F to G tier, apparently. The custom actually does have worse lap time. Like 9 places worse apparently for a lap time compared to the custom one or whatever. But I think it also gets like a good increase on its top speed, I believe. Where it's like 17th place actually for top speed. Not like absolute best, which minus like, I think technically there was like -5 at the time since the spreadsheet's actually has the previous update, but still for the spreadsheet, just videos. I think I looked in use video, like vehicle information for the latest DLC. So I'm basically saying the custom version doesn't even hit the top 10 for top speed anyways, so like, So I would say, just get the custom version for customization. I wouldn't really get it for performance, just get that one for customization. I would say it's even the custom version. Bit of Reaper car here. Apparently for that one, if I remember right, performance is actually pretty ass on that one, like I covered it last week. We had a Reaper's apparently G tier, just like the custom version of the Italic GTB for the Italic GTB custom. At 49th place actually for lap time. And also 51st place for top speed. So yeah, it's just not good at all for performance for Reaper, unfortunately. And then Comet Safari for the sports class. Actually, it's pretty much machine guns you can put on it with like the mobile operations center, like workshop, basically for the MOC, like vehicle workshop. Alright, yeah, that's the proper name, I believe, the MOC vehicle workshop. Basically, the Avenger vehicle workshop or the arena mechanic, I know, are at least 3 options to do that for. Basically, for the Comet Safari. Or it's like machine guns you can add to it, basically. So this is a vehicle for intense values, which basically did all that. By the way, the one before that was actually added in Finance Phony for the second supercar, the Reaper, aka. Yeah, the Comet Safari apparently is a I. Comet. Yeah, Comet Safari apparently for like sports is in the I tier. A couple tiers to being actually better than the Trip Tampa from earlier. But it's like 85th place on time, apparently it's 68th place top speed. So the performance for that one's just not really there, sadly. You really want this one for the machine guns you can apply to, basically, I would say. Basically for like a little bit of combat capabilities you can add to it. Yeah, those are definitely a discount. I swear I covered all three of those the last time when I had extra time to talk about stuff for the second week. But after that, it was like the Coil Raiden is actually the prize for our vehicle here this time. Geez, apparently the prize are challenge, you even have to do top 1 for 4 days in a row, apparently. Interesting. Geez, somehow still not 257, it's crazy, I'm pretty much right about there, though. But anyways, pursuit races are 4 players. That's a 25% chance of like getting the top 1. Basically, it's a 25% chance, but there's going to be 4 players basically for a pursuit race at a minimum even. Street Race Series, on the other hand, is a 2-player race type, so it's basically a 50% chance, or it can even be increased to 100% guaranteed chance. If you just exchange ones of like a friend or something, you can literally just exchange ones so both players get an entry for the day or something. Ideally. But either way, if you go against enough randoms and you're skillful enough, I'm sure you'll eventually get a win if you want to do it more naturally. And then as for drag and drift races, those are soloable. However, I know solo they definitely do not count, because I've done them obviously solo for all the different races of those types. But I'm going to unfortunately take a guess that even with players, those probably don't even count either. Because these actually came out in 2023, whereas Pursuit and Street actually came out in 2021 when tuners first came out. And because it came out a couple years later, knowing Rockstar, and like they don't really like to go back, change things up with like newer content they don't change things up with like older content and makes it get more consistent with like newer content or like something like that. So I'm unfortunately going to take a guess that Drag and Drift just don't count at all, even with other players, even though they are technically Alice Carmeet series, I believe. So I don't think those count, unfortunately. And then as for free mode sprint races, those aren't technically Alice Carmeet series, I believe, so I don't think those count. But free mode sprint races might count, I'm not sure. And that came out in 2021, so it's possible, but I don't think it necessarily counts as Alice Carmeet series. But I just bring it up just in case. Another LGT thing, I don't really care to know what it was. I didn't really look, to be honest, to be honest. Yeah, that's definitely Legend Motorsport for Raiden, Ride, whatever. I think it's 4-door too, right? Not, then it's definitely a 2-door, obviously, like most things can be. And it's definitely in the sports class as well. Alright, yeah. One of 2, like, electric vehicles for, like, team, say, a Heist. Apparently this one's like 975,000. Okay. But yeah, I think both of the ones are like under $1 million this time for like podium prize. Alright, interesting. This one, keeping Adams the lock-on jammer as well, which is actually a good fit for this one. This is an electric vehicle, which means it has the 0-60 acceleration I was talking about earlier for second two for supercar HSW races, basically, or the pre-am race in that particular case where I was talking about it, basically. See, missile lock-on jammer definitely pairs pretty well as I get the level 257 for Dallas Carmen reputation. Hold on, let me bank that then for 50k, and then I'll finish up what I was saying. But yeah, like after 250, you don't really get clothing items, I believe, for like a bunch of different ones anymore. I think like next clothing item was like 300 even, for example. So yeah, I don't think there was really any true unlocks after the little 50k. I say a little bit, 50k is actually pretty nice, quite frankly. So back to Coil Raiden though. Again, it's an absolutely amazing fit for the lock-on jammers. This is one of those electrical vehicles that like the 0-60 instant acceleration kind of thing. So like, not only can you get out a gunfight real quick, you also cannot be locked onto, which is an absolutely amazing combo together. I'm sure. Yeah, for the sports class, the Coil Raiden. I assume it doesn't perform the greatest, and yeah, it's mostly just for the electricness. Probably though. Apparently it's an F-tier sports car at 46th place for lap time. As well as like 96 for top speed. See, it's not really like top 10 or anything crazy for lap time or top speed, but again, it's really good for your electric capabilities. It's definitely 100% really good for those electric capabilities, especially if I'm lock-on jammer. Which you can do at the agency for your like kind of free option, by the way, for the lock-on jammer. Or yeah, I believe the van with club garage and mansion, so with the drip team, but it requires a $7.99 like up the ass subscription for $7.99. Of course, so. And then the HSW Premium Test Ride is what, the Sentinel or something? The Sentinel XS, I think. Yes. Which is for coupes. I believe one of only 2 coupe HSW vehicles actually in the game. So basically for coupes, like, since it's only 2 HSWs per class, one prioritizes more for lap time, while one does for top speed. And again, top speed is the least important metric, and unfortunately, I do believe this is the one actually is the top speed one of the 2. Yes, HSW's main gimmick is the crazy top speeds. However, though, again, since top speed in general, in like a general sense, is a lot less useful than lap time, it kind of means, I think Euro's XP2 would basically, in most cases, be better, unless like dedicated like HSW, like content like the HSW time trial or something. And we had a vehicle list here. Again, I said I was going to show this earlier. Between the 30 of these, about to be 31, of course, with the HSW Horse eventually releasing. Yeah, like I said, Weaponized Amnesty, you actually cannot use this particular one though in the HSW time trials, since it has like the weapon on it. You know, you could when the 9th generation first came out before Criminal Prize DLC actually released. But like the weapon would be disabled. I don't know why. I do not understand, however, though, why they decided to fully blacklist it when you can use the weapon anyway. is. That was pretty bizarre in my opinion. Pretty bizarre in my opinion. They did all that basically. It is worth mentioning Sterling GT's mistake where the website's not listed, so there might be mistakes in this list, but for the most part everything is correct. We had a Stinger TT and the Buffalo EVX. By the way, these two, if you have slip lines on those two, you cannot use them for HSW time trials. But if you take out the slip lines or don't have them like applied at all even in the first place, then yes, you can actually use those two particular ones in those cases with the HSW time trials. Basically. And yeah, by the way, the Sentinel XS, yeah, that's on 7. Yes, the Sentinel XS is on 7 Cylinders Separados, apparently. That one's definitely not on, I'm pretty sure it's on that site. Yeah, luxury autos, if it's like last week, yeah, unfortunately you had a new mission like last week again, is 2-player. So yeah, I'm not probably gonna be playing that. And yeah, I did lowercase t for that, by the way, my title. I just thought I would do that instead of doing it the way that wants me to or something. But yes, so. Yeah, for luxury autos like last week, I think it's going to be 2 vehicles or not just DLC or like some couple newer vehicles that will not be on discount anyways. And anyways, just from like an update of Go or 2 or something. Yeah, the whole thing I don't really care to do that as much like on stream or anything anymore really is that's for like when they like first get on that one update. Like they're not bad for making money. Like you can make pretty nice money if you do those every single day. For like a month or something, for example, without an event even. Yeah. I know you can also simply just lock on with like press Mark 2 or something with like lock on missile, like just attempt to lock on at all basically, and like it will just locate the target, which makes it like really easy to do. Yeah, I don't really want to waste my time on that, basically, is what I'm saying. Basically, I'm trying to just get 30 minutes on it, especially. I really don't know why I crashed here, whatever. We talked about gunman lineup last week, so I don't know if I'll go over it too much here. Especially when I'm trying to get this out for Wednesday last days, like event here.
No one followed you, right?
The service car I think was on discount the first week, but I think it's just like the regular cost this event.
Trust me. You can trust that rifle.
But yeah, this, you can just build it basically for free. I got spotty for some current, man. Like, come on, let me speak, please. We had a service carbine
That kind
again.
of
I think for the
rifle
week
speaks
one
for
it was
itself.
for... No. Week one it was on discount, of course, not for free. But what I'm saying is there is a free way to get it, basically. That doesn't cost any money. Or something. If you do like 5 crime scenes, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, do like 5 crime scene like random events, and if you could build the weapon, basically, it's basically if I remember right. Because Rose the Crown Prize, you'll see that event, like random event came out in that update. It's one of the best like non Mark II like weapons for assault rifles in the game, basically. It's basically.
Trust me, you can trust that rifle.
But yes, though. Yes, though. The service carbine, though. Yeah, 5 crime scene, random events, you can build it for free. Just came out Crown Prize DLC, came out that random event.
That kind of rifle speaks for itself.
But I mean to say again, just fast by folks on there, of course. But yeah, it's basically one of the best non-Mark II assault rifles in the game. So like besides for old Strickler, it's probably one of the best couple like non-Mark II weapons in the game. For assault rifle in particular for that class. Heavy rifle I think is a discount one if I remember right from last time. Last time.
Trust me, you can trust that rifle.
Yeah, again, I think Search Coin was definitely on discount last week, but yeah, in fact, it's not this week. In fact, though.
That kind of rifle speaks for itself.
Bitters, half off of heavy rifle as a reminder, like I said last event. I think it basically trades like lesser fire rate for a little more damage per shot, which is not a really good trade-off. It's really just good for being like a cut single player weapon back from like 2013, introduced in online with Contract 2021 as an online exclusive, despite being like
now that rifle's a modern classic.
Of course, that's modern day. Because yes, of course, that's modern day Cockstar for you. Combat shotgun is a reminder also on discount, which I got to talk about last week. It's basically a weapon you have to get during a heist finale, basically normally in normal circumstances. The only time you can get it outside of that is when it's actually in a gun van like this and it's even on like 30% discount. So if you haven't got it from like heist finale, you might as well get it like that. From the gun van here for like a B instead of like kinda getting it for free or something. Like trust me, it's not gonna be worth going for it during like a finale. Better just get your money during the finale.
Every shotgun I got comes guaranteed. Not literally, but you know.
Yes. Don't even bother, I would say, going for this during the finale. I think it's like a RAM event, and it's even the possibility of not spying at all. I think as a RAM event somehow even to for this particular RAM event, even at least. Because that's where I've checked every location before,
range, huh?
and I can find it like one single time at least. But yeah, if you're not gonna get for the sacrifice finale, you definitely should just buy for the gun van since it says hostile in there. See, it's not worth doing it during a finale since they nerfed the fuck out of Heist anyways, and with the 1 pamper stash, you might as well just get that profit, like, as soon as possible as well. So I say just for the weapon wheel collection, honestly, probably not.
Every shotgun I got comes guaranteed. Not literally, but, you know.
Yeah, 30% off. Combat rifle is an assault rifle that's really more for close mid-range rather than long range, like upper assault rifles. And is one you can drop by whip on a motorcycle, which is unique. So also has drum mag, which makes it 100 ammo, which is kind of insane.
A lot of my clients have that as their backup.
Heavy pistol. Size for like the AP pistol with 36 rounds as well, which is not even the best drop-out weapon since it's like tackle SMG anyways. Like, it's the only traditional like non-automatic pistol with 36 rounds, which is something I guess, but like at the end of the day it's just a pistol. You're not gonna be using that much anyways, most definitely.
Gotta have a handgun you can trust, right?
Battle Axe was added in Biker's DLC, seeing DLC introduced like Biker Melee, pretty sure, so you can use it as a Biker Melee. You yes, can use it as a Biker Melee weapon. That's basically about it. That's even worth mentioning for it, really though.
Trust me. You can trust that rifle.
And yeah, throwables as a reminder, grenades, tear gas, and sticky bomb. Since again, already talked about these in the last stream. It's basically a basic explosive throwable, like all reliable explosive throwable.
You want to make a bang?
It does what it does, fine enough at least. Tear gas is good for ring clearing, of course, and scores for interiors. And sticky bomb.
Goes off guaranteed every time.
Yeah. Good utility throwable. You can use it for blowing up the armor truck back doors, for like that kind of ram event. Basically, even if the ram event for the armor truck's not as good as it was back in like the 7th version game. For like the newer one, they kind of like re-added basically. And then
Primers included.
Aside for that utility use, you can also blow it up just whenever you want, like left on D-pad. You have body armor. As usual, of course. I had a 50k and all that, by the way, from earlier, got me $4,100,000 for $1,000. Don't think I said that. Yeah. So. Not the way forward. Like I said earlier, do you feel like it's just gonna be like newer ones, not even on like discount or something? Yeah, Cartouche GT, whatever. Yeah, the new sports car account, the latest DLCs. That's definitely not on discount. And then this Hardy Way, I think they kind of renamed it afterwards, instead of Austin Hills after the initial account when friends, I think it kind of got a longer name of Hardy Way or something too. I've seen new ones not on discount, but like, yeah. Hardy's definitely not on discount either. Like Hardaway is definitely very much not on a discount as well as expected. There are so many sport cars in the game. I don't really think this one is too revolutionary. I could be wrong though. Check out Profit 152 and it's a video on the like vehicle though for like, the day one like launch vehicles for the update though, just to make sure it's not too impactful for the class though. Basically, I don't really think that one's the craziest sports car out there, really though. Like, kind of regardless of platform, even. Could be wrong though. But yeah, this Hardy, on the other hand, sedan class vehicle, one of only two tuner subclass vehicles that are four door vehicles. Ironically, I don't think you can actually use this one in robot contracts, since I don't actually think you can use newer ones in robot contracts for tuner subclass. So you can't really use the four door stuff too much, I feel, for that reason, like for tuner content, so. But yeah, the Hardy Widow, whatever. Is yeah, a tuner subclass vehicle. And I think it's actually the #1 top speed actually for tuner subclass as well, if I remember right. Like when it came out, I think it even beat like the regular Chester RR or something, like top speed or something for a tuner subclass. So if there's somehow like a niche case where tuners are used for like top speed for like rock circuit or especially like a user career track or something, could be interesting for that or something. It's like pure highway or something basically. I forget for tuner if it, or no, not tuner. I forget for sedan class, I would see if it's like pretty top tier for that or not. Probably is kind of, but like it's not the best sedan class vehicle regardless per se though. And it's better for its tuner subclass stuff anyways. Yeah, now over to Korean Dogs and Motorsport though, basically. Where some vehicles I talked about last week will probably be on the dealership. But yeah, mostly already talked about them on discounts, but I don't want to say much on them on wheel, basically. But might mostly just be a quick overview, basically. Actually, it goes on its own for once. I should remember to do that, but yeah. Cavalcade XL is where it was definitely one I covered, for sure, on a discount. And it was J2. Yeah, If Drafter definitely was Castigator, and yeah, the Weevil, for sure. Definitely covered all these as discounts before, so they all definitely have like 30% discounts as well. Like, let's cart me at it. Yeah, those are all definitely on discount, like I said. So yeah, the Cavalcade XL's SUVs. Not really a top performance one, I'm 100%. So probably not the greatest one to care about. Performance-wise, of course. The Cavalcade XL is a C tier SUV, apparently. 20th place as well as 32nd place all-time top speed, respectively. For top speed, I don't think it's especially that good on that one, but like, that's at least above average lap time. I don't like, I think 52. I think there's like 50-ish, like low 50-ish SUVs. Yeah, like 52, maybe with the E-Stride or something, maybe 53 now or something. Dangerous J's, Coupes, which I think is something like 20-ish or so of those, but the problem is it's also like one of the worst ones for the class. Pretty sure. Yes, though. Yeah, basically 21, except for Coupes. It is a G tier. 19 plus lap time, 20 plus top speed, apparently. One of the worst couple for the class for lap time and top speed. Did I even say what the tier actually was on the Cavalcade? I forget. I think I did, actually. I could be wrong. Man, but yeah. Yeah, not the most powerful one, isn't it? But again, Kinjo's J is G tier. Coupe, 19th and 20th, like 21 Coupe is not good for lots of top speed. I don't think I mentioned yet, but it is technically a tuner subclass. So you can at least use it for street pursuit races. Robbery contracts, again, from what I've heard, you actually cannot use newer ones, robbery contracts that were like after 2021, like the initial tuner update. Supposedly, from what I've heard. And it'll be AF drafted for the sports class. Again, I covered it last time, but it's kind of a quick overview. But it's really not that good, because I meant to give it for free for like a social club promotion or something one time, so it's definitely not good for that reason, basically. Basically giving it for free for like social club promotion means it's kind of not that good. But apparently it's E tier for sports, which is apparently 39th place for lap time. 74th place top speed, so not good for sure on top speed lap times, so it's just not going to really cut it the most either. Castigator, on the other hand, is actually really good. Never SUV like this. Never. Yes, never SUV like the Cavalcade XL. And I think it even has better lap time than like a couple of HSW options too, which is kind of insane. So I think it's even like S tier as non-HSW as well. Yeah, it's S tier SUV with third place lap time again better than like half of the like HSW SUVs. It's like 4 of those. And yeah, it's also like 6th place top speed even. I think the only non-HSW that beats it for top speed is the Toros from like Arena Wars DLC. So it's a very good one. And it's even available for free actually for the career progression for Bondar bounties, tier 4. So if you are on newer platforms, don't even get it for a discount. Just do tier 4 Bondar bounties. It's pretty easy to do. It's just a bit repetitive, but aside from that, it's pretty easy to do, I would say. If you're willing to put some, like, commitment into it, basically. And finding to be a Weevil, though, for, like, compacts. I think it's also, like, the only compact I can, like, muscle car wheelie similar to, like, Sports Classics, the Tornado Rat Rod, I think, in muscle car wheelie, which is a feature, yeah, usually just meant for muscle cars, of course, as muscle car wheelie would suggest. Yeah, this was Chop Shop, by the way, for DLC, like, current price DLC. I've seen like Resort Heist, I think on that one, I think Resort though. Bondar bounties, of course, and then, yeah, Copper Heist DLC. Which, by the way, the Weevil, I think you can also get for free. By doing the kind music DJ requests, I believe. So if you do those free kind music DJ requests, I believe you do actually get the BF Weevil for free. If I remember right, basically, from what I've heard. We had a Weevil anyways, for compacts. It's apparently a D tier compacts. Or 7th place all time and like 9th place top speed, which isn't really all that bad. And the Weevil custom, it turns from compacts actually to muscle car when you do the, like, Benny's conversion, which is worth mentioning because, yeah, those are 40% off for the Benny's conversion. So for the Weevil custom, if you wanted to go for that. There's apparently an A tier muscle car when you convert it, which actually gets 10th place for lap time as well as 6th place top speed. Really, really good for the Weevil custom. So actually it's pretty nice performance, whether it's like non-custom versus custom for like the Benny's version. Obviously, again, the Benny's version, like usual for a Benny's vehicle, a very amazing customization as well.
How you doing?
Alright, so after that, FIB party file for the week is the Project Breakaway file. Now, if you only do party file, then it's actually pretty good, since Project Breakaway is actually started to be one of the better two to do. However, if you do like to do more than one file, if it's like, say, your number one grind you like to do for some reason for the FIB, for like the FIB files, for some reason it's like your favorite content of the game or something, you are only allowed to do party files one time, so either 2 times money, you only get to do it once, and you cannot do it any more times during the event, basically. So party file is one and done, which means you have to bounce between this and like one of the other two for the ideal grind, whatever one of these two is like your favorite one, I guess. So you get to like 300k and so like the 150ish or something for Project Breakaway on the one single time you are visible. You can use it, or not use it, but like do it. Excuse me. Salvage yard next, because like that's one of the only ever true new things you can go over. Basically, it was over last time. Besides that, it's mostly me just want to gauge just everything on y'all, and if I want to cover more discounts, or like review any other things, basically. Like if I want to review anything else, like already talked about like last week, basically. Might be another claimable vehicle this week too, actually, by the way, for the salvage yard. Might be wrong. Might be wrong though. Alright, yeah, there is indeed a claimable this week, like last week had as well. Apparently this time around it's kind of in reverse order. For like standard, mid, like top, or whatever I like to call them, basically. Yeah, Katsuki Broadway apparently. Returning vehicle from Grand Valley San Andreas, by the way. Where was the vehicle for like the pimping side missions, basically. Ironically, it's the odd job you can do in GTN on as well with the taxi work. Where if you have taxi delivery on it, you can actually sort of taxi work. It's kind of the one you can do for GTN on for odd job kind of thing. We had in Drug Wars DLC. Also might have been the only vehicle to actually properly bring back the classic key, like manufacturer when like I think they turned to like Stallion, which is classic key before in like GT4 until like the Class A instead of like Class Q, if I remember right. I think so. But yeah, Sand Range vehicle, yeah, Katsuki Broadway from the Drug Wars DLC from yes, so Santos Drug Wars DLC for Sand Range vehicle there on the Broadway. But yeah, yes, that one, by the way, is apparently for the Duggan robbery. Duggan robbery, apparently. So yeah, Broadway is basically the vehicle for Duggan robbery this time. Not to be confused with the podium robbery, that's the one that goes to the arena that features the Duggan characters. After that, for the mid-range vehicle this time around, the OP-10F, I believe was added in the Chronon Prizes DLC. Which by the way, this is Winter 22, and this was Summer 2022 for those updates. And this one's apparently for the McTony robbery, the one with like the submarine, of course, on Wayne Bumfuck Pluto Bay. And it's also one that turns over to like 10th wide body as like a Benny's vehicle, by the way, which the 10th wide body would be 40% off of the conversion upgrade discount. Or whatever. Well, if I didn't say, I might have forgot to say the max sell value on this one, actually. Max sell value on this one, by the way, the Sand Range one, for 1,000, side value of 64,800. This one here, this one here. Mid-range vehicle air cores max sell value of 488,000, and seller value of $310,400. Apparently. Finally, for top range vehicle, which is claimable to stay around, actually, it's only a Dottie Tigon, whatever. So 2 claimable vehicles in a row, apparently. Because, yeah, last week at the Comments 2 Cabaret, I believe, was the last week's. This week's is only Dottie Tigon. Which actually, I didn't know, So Hunters, like, summer special back in, like, summer 2020. Pretty sure. That one, like, DLC from, like, the 2020s with, like, no trip feed, basically. Basically. But yeah, no. But it's apparently part of the gangbang robbery, apparently the one at, like, Mission Road Police Station. Top range vehicle here. It has max sell value of $396,000 and salvage value of $360,800. And by the way, GTA Series Videos doesn't actually have the, like, license plate for that one. It's I don't unfortunately know what the plate would be on that one for, like, the Vanny plate. And Rockstar didn't even go over to salvage yard vehicles are claimable, I believe, on a newswire, so you cannot really tell from there either. So you'd have to just play the content, I guess, for that, which I'm not going to bother doing, basically. Like, on stream at least. On stream at least. But yeah. The Tigon, by the way, is a supercar, since performance go over, since it is claimable technically. So obviously, might as well go over performance on that one then. But it's apparently C. It is, yes, apparently a C tier car. 22nd place top time as well as free post stop speed. Above average for the class at least, but not quite like top 10 territory whatsoever. So it's not really too great for performance, unfortunately. Not really tied to like any business properties, so like, that you buy anyways, of course. So like, I would have just did one phone call, basically. So yeah, pretty much just any overview stuff aside for, I believe, the HSW time trial at this point to do if I wanted to on stream, which pretty much I'm going to be, if I can, obviously. think it's basically just overview stuff at this point. And possibly if I want to talk more about extended look on like the actual GT Online stream and not Reddit online. But I pretty much made all my points on that one stream, so I might just be reiterating what I said there anyways. And it means if I do. So again, there's the whole thing with the Panther statue, like I said earlier in the stream. Completing yes, Caprica Heist finale does get you the Panther Tour jacket. Like I said earlier as well. Assault on Calperico returns. Yes, Assault on Calperico is back. 8 to 30 players, so like the player count is absolutely insane on that mode. So it's kind of adversary mode with the insane player count. You definitely make really good money. Plus, I think there's like maybe the first super glorified kind of like adversary mode where you can have like some challenge things you can go for to get even further money in the actual game mode itself. It's actually one of the better adversary modes. And again, this is an overview. I'm probably not going to say too much extra details, like my usual extra details or anything. But yeah, for adversaries, for adversary mode, it's actually really good. But yeah, at least one single money opportunity that continues from like last week is at 2 times money European Super Yacht Life missions. Again, Super Yacht Life missions 2 times continues from like the last week. I already spoke about it last week though, so I'll have to refer to that if they want information on the like Super Yacht Life mission kind of stuff, advice, all that kind of stuff, basically. There's 3 times my European Community Mission series, which kind of also continues, I think, from last week. Albeit, it might only be on any missions, so like the mission might have switched on the 3 times for the Community Mission series, so like, it might depend on what mission is like better, basically, for like the money making or something. If it's better or worse, or like around the same, really don't. But again, you need 2 players for that mission, so I'm not gonna even bother playing on the stream, quite frankly. Maybe off stream, but on stream I probably just will not care to bother covering that though. Like honestly though. Yeah, $1 million bonus as a reminder again. Like I already talked about that though. And if you play GT Online, apparently you can get the Sunset Glow necklace in blue and pink glow shades, which probably were actually 2 clothing items that popped up on my thing. Which I think back in the day it used to tell you what's that clothing item you unlock, but nowadays it just gives you kind of a more generic like notification about it or something That's all of August 6, August 12 bonuses, which I pretty much already talked about last stream, so I kind of just want to do a quick run through of those, basically for the week 2 stream. Now it's actually week 2 this time. As a reminder, apparently you survive 3 waves in any survival without dying. You can get the Noise Rockstar level HT and $100,000. Which I don't actually know if the club item's new per se, but like, might as well go for that challenge, I suppose if you really overly care to do that. And I think Calbrick Survival actually returned, but the thing is, the survival itself doesn't even have like a money opportunity on anything. It's just returned for the sakes of it, if I remember right, basically. For the Caprico Survival with like the zombie Caprico Survival, basically. And you reiterate discounts. Discounts continuing from week 1 is the Polito Bay, like business properties, which is basically like a bunch of the worst business properties in the game, but it's a massive 60% off as a reminder. I showed that off last week, so I'm not gonna bother with that. High-end apartments 40% off continues from last week. High-end apartments would basically be the 10-car apartments that have like the Heist planning room kind of thing, basically. So good time to get some different locations, or get locations for cheaper if you want to change locations for like better locations for like original 2015 Heist or something. Spent location can make a difference for handy elite challenges or something. So reminder, as yes said, reminder events conversion upgrades continues to be 40% off. From the previous week, which talked about at least a couple of those, but there's so many of them, I don't know if I would talk about all of those. I could, though, I guess, have some new stuff to talk about here, though, if I wanted to. Week 2, though. Just didn't really talk about those on week 1, obviously. So if I did that, it probably would have been like 8-9. It probably would have been 8-9 hour stream somehow if I did that last GTA stream, basically. And yeah, Karen Kurma Armored are both 60% off vehicles for second week. Which both don't perform that good, as a reminder, not necessarily going to go over them again. Since I already talked about the week 2 discounts for like last week's stream anyways. So refer to that if you want more details on those vehicles. Then I will give here. We have basic Kuruma for 4-door sports. There's just much better options nowadays, though. We had Armored Kuruma, still very much a very good vehicle, though, for like Chrono Mastermind Challenge for like the Heist DLC for 2015 Heist, and even Doomsday Heist, even even for that Chrono Mastermind Challenge thing. The Armored Kuruma is definitely a pretty nice vehicle discount for 60% off, even. Otherwise, it's a Toro for bow. Like, just a Pegasus vehicle, you might as well get that if you want anyways, because Pegasus vehicles have, like, no storage limit. So you can get all the Pegasus vehicles you want in the whole game and own them all at, like, one time, since you just call them through, like, a list of vehicles. It's not in, like, a property, the main stuff, basically. Cavalcade XL I spoke of already, same to Castigator. Reaper Kinjo SJ I talked about. Ontology TB, we have Chapter, Comp Safari, and Brashero. Where all is a really, it's a heavy beater for military, which is kind of the same case as like the Tauros, where it's basically just a Pegasus vehicle where you might as well just get it anyways, since you can own it onto those. Armored Boxville gives you access to the fortified EAP work. As a reminder, really, the moment I just become CEO, I get English Dave phone call, like, really, bro? Like, bro, English Dave be bringing down my fucking ass neck, basically, like Vincent did earlier. Like, bro. But his is in the case of just turned CEO, not in the like Ignis Pursuit, of course, so yeah, I was basically saying the VIP work though. Fortified, Downward Foxville. I went over this the last thing, but yeah. I think on normal money you basically get 35k as long as you wait like 10 minutes and you don't have like Downward Foxville get destroyed by like NPCs, or if for some reason you're in like a public lobby or something, like players, which don't really do it in a public lobby, even if you put it like underground, like if someone's smart enough they can just go after it like anyways or something. Like yeah, even in a public lobby, even if you take it like underground where nobody's gonna find it as easily, somebody could still be smart enough to find it down there anyways and destroy it in a public lobby even. Like if you get like a high key player to go against or something. But yeah, on like a 2 times money event, that could be like a 70k, and I think you can even do fortified every like 30 or 45 minutes, not even like a whole hour, like cooldown on that, which is not bad actually. Like 2 times money event or something. So yeah, it's nice, like, see at work you can get through the Armored Foxville for sure though. It's not actually armored though, by the way, like, it just has cosmetic armor, I believe. It's not actually like explosive resistant like other Foxvilles might even be. Ironically. So that was kind of an overview of just about everything. I may have skimped on details, but it's only because I got to cover them like last event anyways. One thing I could go in more detail on for sure, I didn't do much detail on last week, was again the conversion upgrades, but there's what, like 20 plus of those? That's kind of way too much, honestly. Especially GTA 6 VIP, I could unbox all that kind of stuff. Basically. So yeah, I don't know if I really want to bother with that, really don't. Maybe after HSW Touch I'll think about it, but yeah, otherwise, not really thinking of doing that now. For some of Benny's conversions,
This is Officer Everberg. Been getting reports of illicit activity, and for some reason the LSPD aren't dispatching units to intercept. Feels like an opportunity.
Nah, motherfucker, I'm not fucking stuffing that shit this fucking ass time by a complete, utter fucking mistake. Somehow I could do it earlier.
Copy that. Stand dead.
Hi, yeah, motherfucker. Sit your ass the fuck down so I can fucking castrate your ass, boy. Can't know skills, but castrate the fuck up. So, some other gay club could sure do that, man. Or some gay club can actually do that shit, though. Okay. I don't know, I said castrate things, and I was so fucking randomly. Like, cuz dick off or something. Like, what the hell? I don't know. Vincent just really annoyed me with this stream, honestly. I meant to probably say something else completely different, but fucking everybody gets on frame. Say it all proper or anything.
Calling for some wheels? I'm Johnny on the spot. I'll hook you up.
There's kind of factory. Yes. Did probably speed. That's the one I'm
I'll
still
get there
on.
as soon as I can.
Again, I technically did it before in order time travels, but it was zeroed out part time before like they fixed the like issue with like money runs or whatever. So I didn't technically properly use the vehicle cost. Back then, I didn't really have a choice of any other vehicles since I was like the week or so before the latest DLC came out, and I've already basically used everything else, so I had to kind of do a rerun of this, unfortunately. Fortunately. So I cannot absolutely cannot wait to actually be on one or two new supercar ones so I can actually use the new vehicle that I actually didn't use before in like some different sense, basically. Just that's not you. Just desktop version of YouTube still on my phone. Apparently, I was loading for the first time. I was rechecking on it, but it seems good now. It's awesome. Talk about vehicles in my either time. Oh shit! What the fuck, bro? I did not expect that. What the hell? Oh. That was kind of crazy. That one kind of crazy with the debris or something. But I was much adjusting this time in a way. Okay, I went more to the. Well, I hit a tree or what the fuck? I was actually going to take the run genuinely, though. I didn't hit the tree. So I only had a certain tax still. Okay, that's actually pretty crazy. A couple rough runs there. I barely even like got started and failed instantaneously. Come on. Still seem fine though. Awesome. Alright, that will work very well. Let's go. Sorry about hell, for sure. There, and then to the left of this all here. Yes, yes, indeed. Like I explained, like yes, I have explained earlier. Bro, how are we hitting that goal, dumb character? What the fuck? God, I'm surprised I've been beating that truck there. Box truck, whatever the fuck. Supposedly, this is off-road class vehicle. You know, people say it's closer to muscle car than anything. So, whatever, try that and whatnot. I don't be pissed if I don't do it. It's so fun. Oh my god, man. Or two major ass crashes. It's like anymore. God fucking damn. It was pretty fucking ridiculous, man. Tell me it's gonna do it. I think I can still maybe do it. Big maybe. Alright, yeah, okay, good. Somehow. Should have been a much better time if it weren't for a couple of huge, like, things that happened. Oh, and of course, all I was commenting about, of course, one headlight got destroyed at the end. Of course. Because why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it happen that way? Yeah, literally, do I even want to talk about conversion upgrades, even though I didn't really talk about all of the ones last time? I don't know. Like, honestly. Again, I was basically talking about every custom one in this whole website, which I don't know if I really care to do. Which you take 6, we have a code and box and debacle bullshit. Wait, so was there like fucking 30 of those? Bruh. I talked about very specific ones, the basic vehicles on discount. Wait for a couple of those again. Like, I might really about to do that for like 28 vehicles and maybe even talk about their like non-custom ones as well. It's like basically like 60 vehicles there. Yeah, nah, I don't think I want to do that shit. I used to, but I'm not going to this time. Cockster can suck my fucking ass cock for fucking like wanting to do this GTA 6 VIP code in a fucking ass box. $80 physical, no, $80 game instead of $70 game. They very much could have done that and very easily made their money back regardless. Sign a marketing deal with fucking Sony the devil, fucking ending this media by January 2028 and doing it well beforehand. Rockstar's equally at fault for, if not even more so, signing the deeds, all that shit, too, giving the deeds to the ass and all that shit. Locking shops behind the fucking, like, Ultimate Edition of the game, which I don't think there was whole shops locked up behind, like, Collector's Edition for 5 or anything like that. Just, like, certain, like, hairstyles and stuff. Not whole ass shops, though. Pretty sure. And you had a whole fucking, like, Netflix extended look thing, which I didn't even talk about much here, but again, if you want that, go to my Reddit stream. That was like an hour almost. I mean, could have been an hour long if I was body first occurring wasn't being very, of course, especially. As well as fucking goddamn, like. Yeah, GTA 6 via extended look, of course, I was talking about that, and that was a huge part of why that was so long. But yeah, only thing that could save me maybe is the fucking gameplay or something at this point. But even that might not even be enough to save me from wanting to, like, probably not even bother with fucking Rockstar's, like, next game at least, if not, like, even just spite them and do, like, other content stuff now, even, like, once it actually releases, I mean, stay loyal until then, but, like, after that, probably not. You might not even be loyal to the asses at all, basically. Basically. Like, at least on the channel, at least, basically. No, I got a stream or something for us, of course, so maybe possibly. Very much possible, so. Yeah, that's definitely true. If I'm gonna be it for stream though, next stream is gonna be basically next GTA Online stream. Which yeah, I'm streaming this too early to know what the next week contains. It's from like GTA series videos, like early like information to get from Rockstar Games themselves. So that'll finally be it for a stream that will be enjoyed.